welcome back. This is my November wrap-up, everything I read in November, and you might be wondering, Megan, it's March. Why are you filming your November wrap-up? It's so late. Yes, it is. But life happens. Here I am. I've also been so sick the last week. And, you know, when you get sick and you're like, oh my gosh, like you're in that state of like, I'm never gonna feel better. You probably could still hear it. This is the first day I'm finally like not just laying on the couch for the entire day. So I'm back to it. But yeah, I'm late. Who's shocked? No one. I also realized that I have been a dum-dum. I have been a dummy. And I realized, one, in the reading journal video that I just posted, thank you for watching that. It's popping off right now. I think it's got like 70 views, so that's crazy. But the lighting was not good. I should have checked it right away when I filmed that first clip, but I was being lazy and I didn't. And then I was reading through the instructions for the camera and the microphone that I got back in December, and I realized that I needed to plug in the microphone to the camera. So the microphone, I'm just dumb. This is why you read instructions to things. I don't know why I thought I could just figure it out on my own instead of reading. But it's fine. It's plugged in now, so hopefully the audio is much better. I have the big light up here for like, you know, this room, and then I've got my like spotlight over here. So hopefully between the two, it's like brighter and not so dark. So, you know, we're figuring it out. We're professionals around here, you know, we got it going on. And I think also it's been crooked, the camera, but I think it's just the tripod I had, so I extended the feet more, so I think that's more level. But, you know, we're living life, okay? So here are the stats. We had 3 books, 1,779 pages, which is about 59 pages per day. We had 2 new authors and 1 author I've read from before. We had 2 were a part of a series and 1 of them was a standalone. And all 3 of these were done through audiobook. And then here is my Fable tracker for when I read these during the month. We had 1 fantasy, 1 mystery, and 1 dark romance. And I have to mention my beautiful new hoodie, Minecraft, bee themed. I got it in the mail today. Here's the back. Can you see it? It's got all the bees on it. It's so comfy. This is officially the most expensive hoodie I have ever bought, but when they had it come out so long ago, I didn't buy it because it was pretty expensive. And the shipping cost is expensive as hell because it's coming from, I think, Australia. So, but ever since then, I've regretted it. So I signed up for their email list and they said it was coming back in stock. So I snatched it up. I'm sure it's out of stock now. I'm sure their entire website is out of stock. But I'll link their website down below in case you want to sign up for their email list. And then you can, you know, jump on there when they have another restock. But alrighty, what should we start with first? Probably Kingdom of Ash. You guys probably want to know what happened with Kingdom of Ash. Alrighty, Kingdom of Ash by Sarah J. Maas. This is the last book in the Throne of Glass series that, and Throne of Glass was, reading the entire series of Throne of Glass was one of my goals for 2025, and I did succeed at doing that. This honker of a book is 980 pages, so this definitely took a little while to get through, but once you get going, I mean, it's the end of the series. You're pretty motivated to get through this, and it was absolutely amazing. 5 stars, no doubt, no hesitation with that. I loved this book. I can't believe it's over. I want to reread this series so bad, but to read 5,000 pages again, this entire series, I feel like I should wait a little longer. I don't know. I don't know if you guys have this, but sometimes I'm like, I want to reread books, but when there's so many more books to get to, it feels not great to like go back and reread something that you've already read, because then it's like you're not making progress on your like reading goals, even though it does count as a book. But like, I don't know, do you guys feel that way? Like Project Hail Mary, the movie is coming out, and I really want to reread that book because I loved it. But then I looked it up. It's an 18-hour audiobook. Like, are you kidding me? Like, I don't know. I don't know that I can justify 18 hours again. Like, I don't know. When there's so many good books out there that I want to get to, it just feels like a waste of time to like go back and read something I've already read. But anyways, we're not talking about that. We're talking about this. Anyways, it was so good. It was so good. Oh my gosh. Like, everything, I mean, I can't say much because obviously I don't want to spoil anything, so this is definitely spoiler free, but like, you get to follow Aelin and the whole gang, like, finally, like, meet back up and do the things that they need to do to, like, fight the evil, and like, oh my gosh, and stuff happens, and obviously stuff happens that it's just like, I can't tell you, but like, oh my gosh, I cried for sure, you know, if you know, you know what part, and wow, I even days later, I cried again about what happened in this book, and like, I couldn't get over it. Like, I can't believe that that's how it happened, and it's just the emotion of these characters and what they like went through, and oh my gosh, I want to reread it so bad, but not yet. Maybe in 2027, when I'm done with the Crescent City series, I'll come back and read this series again. I think I would also get so much more out of it the second time around. For those first couple books that I didn't like, Throne of Glass and Crown of Midnight, they weren't my favorite, but I think I would enjoy them more now that I know everything that's happened. So I think that would be so fun to do. But yeah, it's definitely a big commitment to do that. I think another question people might have is, do I like Throne of Glass more than the ACOTAR A Court of Thorns and Roses series? And the answer is absolutely yes. I liked ACOTAR, but I didn't love it as much as like the crowd and the masses loved it. So yeah, Throne of Glass is so much better. I don't know, I connected to these characters way more than I ever connected to the ACOTAR characters. And I think it would be fun to go reread those as well, but I wouldn't want to reread those as much as I would want to reread these. But yeah, I don't know what else to say about it. I feel like I should say more about it, but like, I don't know. There's not much I can say because everything's a spoiler for things in the prior books, or just spoilers for what happens in here. But like, you're following all of the characters. It's still switching point of views and from each person. Loved Dorian's perspectives. Loved Manon's perspectives. I'd say my favorite characters are definitely Manon and Aelin, of course. But I'd say Aelin and Manon are probably like tied for my top. If not, Manon maybe being a little more. I don't know. It's just, I love this book. I can't believe it's over. But it was so good. If you're thinking about reading Throne of Glass, you have to. You gotta. And push through that first one or two. I know that if maybe it's not grabbing you right away, it will. I promise you. So just push through. You got it. It's so worth the journey. But yeah, moving on to the next one. Alrighty, next up is Wordhunter by Stella Sands. This is a mystery about our main character Maggie. She is in school to be a linguistics expert. She is asked by the local police department to come help decipher some letters that were received by a criminal that they're trying to catch. And it's pretty cool. She, like, in the book, there's all of these, like, notes that she has to decipher, and that makes it really cool to follow along with her doing, trying to, like, figure out these letters and how to help the police track down this criminal. And that part of it was really fun, but unfortunately, after a while, it was just like, where is this going? Like, there's a lot more just, like, storytelling about her and following her, but then it didn't relate to, like, the mystery at all, so then you're just like, the mystery was such a small portion of the book, and then the rest of it you're just following her, and I guess it just kind of felt a little pointless. Like, the whole back of this is supposed to be more about her, like, deciphering these notes and doing more of that, and then there's this other crime that happens, and she's helping with that, and then, I don't know, and then the ending was just not great. Like, it was pretty predictable and just didn't really give you like the satisfaction of like completing the mystery, because then there's this like her childhood friend goes missing when she was like 10, and she's always looked out to try and figure out what happened to her, and then, you know, some of that still was a mystery at the end. So like, and this isn't a series, so you're just like left wondering, and I hate when books do that. Like, why? Like, you're writing a story, finish the story. So I gave this 2.5 stars, unfortunately. Yeah, I mean, at least it was pretty short. I mean, it's like 240 pages, so like not too bad. But yeah, I think just the ending really ruined it for the entire story. I think it could have been fine if like the mystery parts of it was not so predictable and unresolved. I think it could have been a 3, a 3.5, but unfortunately because of that, it ended up getting a 2.5 stars. But yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about this. Unfortunately, I was just hoping this would be better, and I don't really pick up mystery very much. So the one mystery I did pick up ended up not being a win, and that's unfortunate. But, you know, I'm not writing off mystery altogether, so you never know what other mystery stuff will pop up. But yeah, that's it for this one. Okay, last book for November was God of Malice by Rina Kent. This is the first book in the Legacy of Gods series. This is a dark romance series, and I did write some notes for myself because, spoiler, which I'm gonna film my December wrap up here in a minute, and I binged the rest of this series. So I did take some notes so I wouldn't forget kind of the differences between the books. But this one follows Glendon and Killian, and it's kind of follows the trope of the villain gets the girl, and that's really fun. I would highly recommend reading the trigger warnings if you do have triggers before reading this. Is it the first scene of the book? It's either the first scene of the book or it's like the first scene of like our two main characters getting together. Is pretty controversial and starts off very dark, very very controversial if you don't really kind of know what you're getting into, which I didn't. I didn't know what I was getting into when I started this, but you know, if you can kind of look over stuff that maybe you wouldn't, you know, of course, anything in these books, like, you're like, okay, well, if that happened in real life, like, I'd be calling the police, but, you know, because it's in a book, and it's just fantasy, it's just made up, like, you're like, alright, whatever, like, we're here for the fun of it. So, I would say the writing is okay. It's not the best, but it's definitely not the worst. It's just good, and just not great. And I think if you can get past that, I think you're going to have a good time. If you're just here for a silly, goofy time, I think you're going to have a great time with this entire series. I really liked both the female main character and the male main character. It's such an easy read, super quick, super fun, very spicy. Is there anything else to say about this? I don't know. What is my rating? I think it was a 4 star. Yep, 4 stars. I think just because of maybe the like first scene that they're together is pretty controversial. I couldn't give it a 5 star, and because the writing's not amazing, I did give it the 4 star, but I had a great time. I look back at this book in my memories and think that was really fun to read. Obviously, I ended up binging the entire series in December, so I clearly liked it enough. And yeah, is there anything else to say about this? I don't think so. I think this is going to be a pretty short wrap-up. I don't have much to say about this. In my December wrap-up, I will have a lot more to say about the differences between each book and which ones I liked more than others. But this one's definitely on the list of like ones that I liked more than the other ones. Yeah, I think that's it. Okay, pretty successful November wrap-up. Here with the 3 books, again, that I read this month. And my favorite song for the month of November was Drugs and Hella Melodies by Don Toliver. I have been on a massive Don Toliver kick recently. I just love so much of his music. I didn't realize, like, I liked some of his before, and then I just kind of started to go through, you know, his backlog, and I realized I have been sleeping on a lot of good music, so that's like all I've been listening to recently. And he came out with a new album just like a couple weeks ago, which he's going on tour for, and I want to go so bad. But unfortunately, I have no PTO between getting married and having like the bridal trip coming up, and just Christmas, and other family reunions were going on. Plus I got a new job, so I'm really excited to start this new job. I'm starting at the end of March, so I just, I don't know, I'm already, joining the company and being like, hey, by the way, I'm going to be gone for a ton of days, and they're totally cool with that. I told them right from the start that I was like, hey, I'm getting married, I'm not canceling any of my plans to come work for you. I didn't obviously say it like that. I said it a lot more politely, but anyways, so I feel like I don't really have the time to go take time off for a concert as well, but I don't want to miss it, And to top it all off, it's on a Tuesday out of all days. So you're not only is it in Columbus, which is 2 hours from us, I would have to leave work at 4 to get there with enough time to get to the concert at around 7, and then who knows how late that goes, and then are you driving the 2 hours back that night, or are you staying the night and not going to work the next day? I don't know. I really wish it was on a Saturday or Sunday, but I can't control that. I get it. He doesn't want to be on tour for an entire year. He wants to go on a tour for a couple months, do his concerts back to back, and be good. But I don't know. Maybe I'll make it happen. So that's my favorite song. Give it a listen. I'll put the Spotify playlist down below with all of my favorite songs I've mentioned. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. I hope you had a great November reading, and December and January and February reading month, and I hope March is going great for you. I am going to continue to film as many videos as I can manage and get them edited and out to you. Yeah. I'll see you next time. Bye!